Around the town, there's a million men underneath the floor at the edge of a cliff. Someone told me Jesus was the devil's lover. While we masturbated on a magazine cover. Who's that girl?
The song's called Fear in the Western World, the band's called the Stimulators, and this is the New Zealand punk scene. Britain's Johnny Rotten certainly started something when he and the Sex Pistols vomited their way to punk stardom. There are now dozens of local punk bands and thousands of Kiwi punk fans, and though they began by aping their British punk cousins, the New Zealand punk scene has taken on its own shape and style.
Well, we're trying to progress, get away from punk. It's become a very accepted thing. It's trending, everybody's doing it. And we'd like to move away from that and experiment, try new things, which is how punk started in the first place.
The people are getting this idea of punk and new wave out of their heads and realising that what we're playing is just rock and roll, you know.
We want to be more of a futuristic sort of band because it's just a waste of brains just letting them stagnate with punk rock.
The town hall audience is a mixture of tourists, young people who've come along to look at the punks, and the punks themselves. The punks are easy to pick by their furious dancing. Their own special dance step is called pogoing.
Pogoing is just a straight bouncing, really. It's the same as pogoing on a pogo stick, only you don't have the stick. But it's just it's one of the most incredible things to see on the dance floor. You see a whole lot of really hulky guys jumping up and down, sort of, you know, a whole body's length virtually above the rest of the dance floor. And they'll just go berserk, like their energy just comes from somewhere else. It's not a thing you could normally do unless you were really turned on, I don't think, by the music that you're listening to.
As elsewhere, punks in New Zealand have been vilified for their dress, their attitudes and their music, but for most local punks it's more of a fashion than a decadent social trend. For most, the new wave is a hair wave. Mostly it's just raw rock and roll, and the outrage caused is little different than the outrage caused by Mick Jagger when he was young.
The punk phenomenon, or the new wave phenomenon, whatever, is definitely a renaissance, if you like, of the Stones era, really. It's so similar, and it's come out of fairly similar social conditions too, I think.
You think the punks bands these days are shocking appearance in exactly the same way that the Stones did in the early 60s?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I think that although a lot of parents now are less shockable generally because they've been through 10 years of, you know, of fairly rapid, disturbing events and so on, I still think that they are being shocked, particularly in New Zealand, because, let's face it, we are a terribly conservative country. I mean, it's unbelievable. Auckland is loose, so loose compared with, say, Wellington, where we've just been. But, boy, I mean, when you compare Auckland generally to Sydney, or then if you go to a larger city like LA or New York and then over to London, people here just are not ready for the kind of freaks that turn up, you know.
I mean, everybody wants to rock and roll. They've always wanted to rock and roll. And we're just playing rock and roll, what people want.
Rock, 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 rock. When the dog is a shot. The population's got to rock, 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 rock. You got to rock, 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 rock.
I don't like it. Why is it?
Rock.